Hello and welcome to Body Connection Project. If you're new to calisthenics or you just start your journey with training at home with your own body weight, this is a video for you. Today I will be showing you some essential movements, a beginner-friendly workout plan, how to progress safely, how to build strength, mobility and control no matter where you train. You see, calisthenics is all about mastering your own body weight. And you don't need a proper gym for that, you just need a right approach. So now, let's get started. Now, before we jump directly into the movements, let's talk about what you actually need to start. Well, first of all, you will need a right mindset. You see, progress takes time, but consistency and the right approach will give you the results over time. So focus on the small improvements and not perfection, especially in the beginning. Second of all, you will need a space. Because you train with your own body weight, so your body is your own gym, you can use all surroundings around you. So if you're training from home, you can use the table, you can use the chair, and you can use the floor. This is technically all you need. This brings me to another point, that is equipment. When it comes to equipment, calisthenics, let's say that equipment is optional. If you have chance to use it, amazing, and if you don't, use everything around you. But if you buy and invest in equipment, there are three main products that I would like you to try. First of all, is gymnastics rings. Gymnastics rings are one of the best equipment that you can have. They are portable, they're easy to set up. You can find them on bodyconnection.fit, or doesn't matter which ring you use. Rings are very useful, especially when it comes to a little bit more advanced movement, also pulling movements. You see, when you're training for home, this is the only thing that is missing. If you're lucky enough to have a studio, to have a pull-up bar like me, you can work on your pulling movements. But in the beginning, you can also focus on the rows, where you can use the table, or with the rings, for example. The good thing is that they're pretty gentle when it comes to rotation of the joints, so you can decide, you're not fixed that you need to pull all the way from your back or from the scapula or even from your lats, but you can use your arm, you can twist how much you need. So this is very, very cool. And also, they are great for building strength, and there is a lot of stability going on in the movement. Great investment. Second product or second equipment are the wooden parallels. You see, wooden parallels are one of the best equipment. The reason for that is because they are wrist friendly. If you're someone like me who struggle with the wrist injury for a long time, when it comes to every pushing movement, or even push-ups, this is what your wrist need to do. There is a lot of extension and flexion of the wrist, right? And most of us, even if you go into a handstand, there is a lot of going, if you don't condition your joints, it's gonna be much harder. Well, when it comes to parallels, they already bring your hand in a neutral position, okay? So there is no flexion, no extension, then very useful. So we have option to have a small parallel, something like this. You can also find on bodyconnection.fit. Then, doesn't matter which parallel you use, you can use the wooden one, slightly higher elevation, or even, they're very good because they give you transition to learn how to go from push-ups, deep position, to dips, or L-sit, handstand, whatever you're working on. Another great equipment. And number three, I will say there are just a simply resistant band. The reason for that, because resistant band can help you to learn your first movement. They can help you with a pull-up. If you somebody who work on the skills such as a front lever or even planche, they can help you to have this full body engagement, but still do the movement correctly, but give you an assistant that you need. And also, when it comes to simply using the bands, they're also great for mobility or even warm-up. See, bands, even if we do the warm-up, you have chance to work on your joints, you have the chance to warm up. They're very portable and very light to wear. So this, I will say, one of the three equipment that you can invest. Another point, very important when it comes to training calisthenics or training at home, is to warm up first. You see, you should never skip your warm-up. It's crucial, especially working with your full body, you need to warm up your wrist, you need to warm up your shoulder, you need to warm up your hips, okay? So that when you're performing the movements, you are free of injury, okay? This is also very important. Also, at the end, when you finish your workout, it's very important to stretch the muscle and work a little bit more on flexibility. So these are the 4 points. So the mindset, the space that you need, the equipment that is optional, and warm up. I would say that will be all. Now let's talk about 5 fundamental movements or 5 fundamentals that we have in calisthenics. And that is push, pull, legs, core, mobility, and flexibility. You see, when it comes to push or pull, this is the upper body strength movements. So everything comes from the scapula, okay? Scapula are the shoulders behind, and every single movement, everything that I'm gonna do, holding, grabbing, pulling, pushing, dips, everything is coming from the scapula. So it's really crucial and important to understand how to position your scapula. You see, in pushing movement, for example, I will push my shoulders forward. So I will protract my scapula and then keep them down. So now I'm ready for the movement. And good thing about push-ups or pushing movements, this is gonna be your fundamentals, especially when you start the journey. Push-ups are the first thing that you will learn to build strength. You see, the good thing about that is that push-up then slowly progress into something more difficult. To start with, you can start with a wall. So in bodyweight, you use the leverage of your body. So the more straight you are, the more it's easy. The more weight or the more angle you put on your body, the much difficult become. So if you're somebody who's just starting, you can use the higher surface, position your scapula, push it all the way, squeeze your core, everything is tight, everything is aligned, you lock your elbows, twist and lean, you go all the way down, full range of motion, everything still stays tight, you push all the way and you complete. So in the beginning, it's gonna be very important for you to engage the core and focus on the full range of motion. When it comes to pulling movement, well, in the beginning, if you're somebody who just starts, you are not strong enough to do a proper pull-up. This is why you can focus on inverted rows or inverted pull-ups or rows where you're pulling from horizontal position and not so much from the vertical, because on the vertical position you have the whole weight on your hands. It's not easy. In pulling movements, again, scapula is crucial. So let's say that I will do from here. In pulling movements, you see, if this is my body, because the weight is pulling my body down, before I do any kind of movement, I wanna pull my scapula in the right position. So I'm gonna retract my shoulders, bring them all the way back, and then put them down. So now when I pull, the whole movement is happening from my back and my arms. I'm not collapsing. Same will be in push-up. If I don't engage my scapula properly, this is what is gonna happen. So from standing straight, my back is gonna sink or my scapula is gonna sink. The whole movement is gonna be wrong and is gonna completely disconnect my core and I will lose the alignment. Pulling is really important because it's all about balance. You see, you have to have balance in everything you do. Because if you do only pushing movements, well, your body is gonna become strong in the front, but there is gonna be a lack of movement and lack of muscles when it comes to the back. You can have around the shoulders, stuff like that. So very important is gonna be to start slowly, okay? Scapula back, pull down, okay? Balance. And also for pulling, it's gonna be very important in the beginning, you're focusing on slow reps, control, so that you can build strength. So we have push and pull. When it comes to legs, you see legs are also very important because it's your lower body strength. When it comes to legs, first movement can be just a single squat. So we can go all the way with the squat, we can use the chair, we can use the wall, and then slowly build up the range of motion. So after that, you can focus on seagull leg movements, such as lunges, reverse lunge, Bulgarian squat, and so on, so on. Very important when it comes to the legs. If you work on a unilateral move, you see with squat, I know that I'm in shoulder wide position, and I want to externally rotate my knees so that I can let my hips to go all the way up, and I'm pretty safe in this position. My chest is up, I'm stable, the whole movement is held by my legs. I'm going to press down through the heels, come up and squeeze. If I'm working on a single leg, if I'm working on a unilateral move, you see from here it's gonna be important for me to keep my knees straight. So when I come down, the knees don't collapse inward or outward, okay? Also very important to here work a lot because it works also on your hips. So we have push-pull legs and then we have the core. You see, when it comes to the core, we have stability and strength. And a strong core helps you in every move. When it comes to calisthenics, even doing pull-ups, even doing push-ups, dips. Imagine you also want to work on something more advanced in the future, such as handstand, the 90-degree handstand push-up, planche, front lever. Everything is always in hollow body position, everything is always tight. So there is not so much disengagement. So it's really important to slowly build up. How? Well, we can slowly start with planks. So we can start from the wall with a high position, then slowly go all the way down. Side planks, or working also on that leg raises slowly, and then build up slowly into L-sit and something a little bit more difficult. So point number 5 is going to be mobility and flexibility. The reason for that, because it prevents injury and you can move better and move more safe. So never skip mobility. When it comes to mobility, okay, because we work on upper body with push and pull, right? We need to work on mobility of our shoulders. So we are able to, not going to banana handstand, but to fully have a full range of motion in every movement of the shoulders. So this is why we will work on mobility. Then, for example, lower body. When it comes to lower body, hips are the one that control. So upper body is going to be shoulders and scapula, lower body hips. So working on that hip mobility, being able to go all the way down, feel the stretch, feel everything, and really feel comfortable in that position. Spending time to do it in the beginning and also at the end when you stretch your body. So then also very important, the spinal flexibility. That's it. 5 fundamental movements that we use in calisthenics. Now obviously everything in calisthenics works with progressions. It's really important you master the basics and then slowly build up. Now here is a simple workout plan divided in 3 working days. So day number 1 is going to be the upper body focus, workout number 2 is going to be the lower body and core, and workout number 3 is going to be full body and mobility. On day number 1, I want you to focus on push-ups, first movement. Now here, use your own progression. If you feel like you're in the beginning, you can use the wall, then you can slightly use a little bit inclination, you can work on the regular push-up, you can use parallettes and go even deep. Here I want you to go from 8 to 12 repetitions for 3 sets. Exercise number 2, I want you to focus on rows, pulling movements, okay, or negative pull-ups. Or if you're somebody who can already do pull-ups, that would be amazing. I want you to do 3 sets from 6 to 8 repetitions. Exercise number 3, just gonna be some core activation. I want you to simply work on the plank. Now you have option of working on elevated high plank, regular elbow plank, or side plank. And exercise number 4, I want you to focus only on the hollow body position. So here, for example, I want you to go same like plank, just because we're holding for time, I want you to focus from 30 to 45 seconds. Day number 2, or workout number 2, I want you to focus on lower body and the core. First movement is going to be the squat. Again, find your own progression. Maybe you need to use chair assisted, maybe you need a wall, maybe you can go deep, or you can use external weight. So here I want you to do a little bit higher reps, for from 10 to 15, 3 sets, 10 to 15 repetitions. Then the second movement, I want you to focus on Bulgarian split squat, okay? Or we can simply use just a regular reverse lunges. Here I want you to focus on each leg from 8 to 10 repetitions. Then I want you to focus on core. On the core, possibly if you can, we're gonna go with hanging knee or leg raises. And if you don't have a pull-up bar, then we can just use the floor. Just gonna be a regular leg raises, laying down, or knee raises. On workout number 3, we're gonna work on full body and mobility. Here, we're gonna use only 3 movements. First movement is gonna be a dips or decline push-ups, if you don't have a chance. So when you will have your legs all the way elevated and your hands all the way down, working more on the upper chest or dips if you can. Here, I want you to focus again, possibly from 8 to 12 reps, 3 sets. Exercise number 2, we're gonna work with assisted pull-up, okay, or chin-up with using the bands, okay. If you don't have to do a chance to do that, well, we're still gonna keep working on the rows. Exercise number 3 for the core is just gonna be a simply side, holding a side position or side plank pumps, and to finish, we're gonna finish with some mobility and stretch, opening the hips and the shoulders. This is it. I want you to do this for at least 4 to 6 weeks and then track your progress. This will be very important. You can do it by doing a simple videos to see how your body is positioning, and also writing down how many sets or how many reps you're doing and which type of exercise you can already progress or not. And this is it. So it's really important you follow these steps and you're ready for the next one. Now, how to progress over time. You see, calisthenics is all about progressions, so don't rush. Here is how to level up over the time. So we're gonna use 4 different important key points. First one, I want you to increase your reps gradually. So slowly over time, increase more and more reps, from 3 to 6 to 9 to 10 to 12 to 15, and based on the movements you do. Second one, you can reduce assistance. So you can, for example, if you're training with resistant bands, switch the band from the bigger one, thicker one to smaller one, so you have less assistance. If you're somebody who work on the push-up, for example, instead of having a regular inclination, do it more and more and more harder variation. Number 3, you can improve your form. This is very important. So it means you focus on control and full range of motion. And number 4, you can use method number 4, that is using tempo or time, so you can slow down every movement. Let's say that you're doing push-up. Well, in the beginning we have a first initial phase, then we have a lowering phase, then we have a bottom position, and we have a full coming back again. So eccentric, negative, and positive motion. You can use tempo, you can use time, so you can go slowly down with 3 seconds, 5 seconds, then pause, and then come up. So you decide with the tempo, with the time, how to make it more or less difficult. Now, the common mistakes to avoid here will be to work with the bad form. So working on half repetitions. Remember that I said before, in the beginning, we want to try to focus on full range of motion. So if I'm doing push-ups and I'm focusing on your half repetition, well, it means that it's too much for me, it's too much for my body. This is why I'm working with inclination. I want my body to work on a little bit less heavy option that give me a chance to build the volume and quantity in repetitions over time so that I can become stronger. Then, for example, second mistake to avoid is to skip mobility work. The reason why, because this leads to injury. It's very important you skip mobility, so even stretching in the beginning, at the end, sorry, dynamic warm-up in the beginning, this is really important. Another important thing is also to listen to you, understand your body, that you're not training too much hard, or that you also don't take time to recover. This is why in the beginning, you have to understand your body, how many times per week you can train, which exercise you can do, slowly build up and then increase over time. There is a strong reason why we spend a third of our life in a bed, sleeping, recovering, resting. Our body needs time to grow. In order for us to grow, we need to recover and rest. So be mindful with how you train, don't train too hard, listen to your body, and slowly over time, connecting. And yeah, this is it in the end. You see, these are essentials that you need to start calisthenics at home. I want you to focus on consistency, progression, and enjoy the progress. That's really important. So, if this video was helpful for you, I want you to press the like button. You can subscribe. You can comment also below which video or what is your biggest struggle in calisthenics, so that I can try to address this up and make another video. And if this is also helpful, maybe you can also share this video with some of your friends who is struggling starting calisthenics at home. And that's it. Also, When it comes to training gear or equipment, remember that we have our website that is Body Connection Fit, when you can find high quality products that is going to boost your workout to completely another level. So see you in the next one. Stay strong, keep moving, and thank you for watching. Bye.